we preach lifestyle. We preach this, guys, you need to live like this. But only then did I then turn around and say, not sustainable. Not sustainable. Live your life. Put it out there. Because I was so scared to put like stuff on social media, like out with the boys, you know.
Yeah.
And only till I started to do that, then people were like, "Oh, bro, well, if he can do this and then still get back on the bike on Sunday,
yeah, so can I.
and go hard for 5-6 days in the gym and get it back in the line, then okay, I'm not saying binging is healthy, it's not, but the work ethic was there for me. It always has been. That's one thing I really pride myself is that work ethic. You know, when I'm in that space in my head, I'm going to go hard. So that was always there. So then I started to connect with my clients who are like in their mid 30s to, you know, 40s. They like to go out on the weekend and have a drink. We're in an expat society where our culture revolves around, especially in Dubai, you know, drinking, eating, you know, fuck all else to do in Dubai, right? Well, there was that period of time where it was just about that. So now it's a little bit different, but you grow with that time, you move on and whatnot. So yeah, like back to your point, it was like staying in shape is really hard, even when you're a coach.
It's hard. And then it's the pressure of being in Dubai and you've got your Fitspo, your massive asses, your Botox, your facelifts, your fake boobs. Not wrong with any of it at all.
Yeah.
But it's just, there is a certain pressure there and you feel it in yourself, you know what I mean? That you have to look a certain way, that you have to.
Oh, absolutely, man. I went through it. I was a fucking juice monkey for 5 years. Like, but that was what I thought the industry wanted from me. So you get sucked into that, you go with it, and then you realize, Jesus Christ, it wasn't fucking good for my mental health. I was fucking a nightmare. No.
And this is the thing. I'm like, same with you. Like, I used to think, oh, okay, I'm this yoga teacher. I can't really portray that. I still go out and have a beer, or I'll go out and I'll meet my friends and I'll have shisha. And then I'm like, hang on a minute. Being a yogi doesn't necessarily mean that you're withdrawn from life, right?
No. Because everyone
thinks 21st century life. Like,
and this is the thing, like even myself, I look at you girls and guys who are on that side of the industry, where they're more of the holistic approach. And I'm like, oh, they all went to Thailand and sat in the mountains and shit like that, right? Like, it's what the lifestyle's about.
This is what I can't get now. I'm going to say Instagram yogis, and people will be like, you're an Instagram yogi. And I'm like, I don't relate to the people that they get so far removed and just cloaked in their own spirituality that you guys have just forgot how to speak to real people.
The norm.
Yeah. Like how, and any coach, anything that you're coaching, it's about how to relate it to your audience,
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's all well and good, you knowing every single chakra and what it does, but how does that relate to the guy in the back who's overworked, overstressed in his first yoga class?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the relatability. Yeah, okay, it's nice to be that spiritual blah, 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 but I can guarantee once those cameras stop, they have got so much shit going on.
I'm not going to call anyone out. I know a few of these girls.
Yeah.
I've known them for years.
Don't get me started. That preach all this women empower women.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
I think we're probably talking about the same fucking person, but
you won't even support. You only support the people that you want to. You're not truly living what you preach, right?
Look, I can't. I don't want to knock people. Honestly, everyone's got their right to do what they're doing, but it is a bit of a
system.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like you said, when the cameras are stopped and there's no more Instagram, socials, these people are chalk and cheese to what you know. Like I'm pretty confident now with myself. What you see now, if you meet me out there, is exactly what you're going to get. I'm not the same. I'm a fitness coach. That's my job. That's what I do. I don't take it like serious. I'm not like, I mean, I take it serious, but out there, I'm like you guys. You know what I mean? I have my off days. I like to eat shit sometimes, and I live now. I don't live for the industry. That's a good one. I don't live for the industry anymore. It's a way to pay my bills. I love it still. I'm lucky that I'm able to call it a job. I'm not, in a factory somewhere, but no disrespect to those people. I've just gone after what I enjoy as a passion. So.
And then remembering you're a person outside of that as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it comes full circle, right?
Yeah, you forget yourself after a while. Because my first year was the biggest. Like, I just forgot who Sarah was. Like, I'm a bit of a knob, let's be honest. And like, I was so freaking serious. And I'm like, chill out. Like, where's the funness gone? Like, I'm still a girl that's come from Birmingham, you know what I mean? And I feel like I tried to get rid of that part to play off that role.
And this is, you know, I spoke about it before to you. I was like, personality is like 80% of what we do. If you cannot connect, or someone cannot connect with you, then, you know, teaching certain moves then it's out the window. Go on YouTube and fucking do the same shit. I'm not like
go on YouTube and do my videos.
Yeah, do her videos. No, but it's personality is everything. Is everything, right? And you know, you want to be able to have a laugh with people. You want to be able to connect with them when things are shit in their life, and you know, it's not just regimented coaching.
And you do yourself an injustice by not doing that, because again, you're not turning up as who you are, and that's fucking miserable. You know what I mean? That you feel like even in your passion and your job that you love, that you're turning up and you still can't fully arrive as yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
You
wear the mask into the gym and then have to take it off when you're home. No, that's good, man. Right, so in a nutshell, we've gone through your career. We've you know, I think it's awesome that you've also said that every day is graft, like on this side of the fence. You know, if you're not putting out content, or you take that couple of days off, I feel like this is that if I take a couple of days off social media, which I do all the time, but more on my work side, I feel like, oh shit, I'm slipping. I need to, what's your feelings on, you know, I was taught this very early on from a guy who was in the industry, not in the fitness industry, in marketing and advertising. He was like, you want to build your brand, make sure your brand's always seen. Doesn't matter whether it's a business card left on a table or whatever, going old school guerrilla marketing. But that brand, if you want that brand to be seen, make sure people are waking up every day and seeing the fucking thing. Because at the end of the day, me teaching a squat, you teaching a back bend could look like on the feed now 30, 40 other people just doing the same thing. But what's separating your feed from somebody else's? Now, have you got any tips on that?
Oh, it sucks, because it is about just staying kind of current and ahead of the game. Yeah. And I do, like, now, if I could, I wouldn't have social media. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah, you said something before. Like, I was like, if someone said, I'm going to set you up here and, you know, in the mountains,
here's enough money to live comfortably, have a nice life.
Yeah.
I'd give everything up.
Would you really?
Yeah. But that's what I'm working towards now with this.
So one day you're going to go,
I'm out. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Boy.
I don't know. It's interesting because secretly, no, that's not a secret. I thrive off my back being against the wall, and not everyone's like that. But when my back's against the wall, and I sometimes put my own back against the wall because shit I've in my head said, right, this has got to be out at a certain time, or this. I love it because it gives me purpose. It gives me.
I'd love to be able to do what I'm doing, as in, because I do show up with the intention of this is for someone else, right? But I would love to be able to do it without the pressure of, and I've got to make it work. It needs to be my business. If I could just strip that back and just fucking breathe and enjoy it a little bit more, that's what I'd do. And it's none of this, like you said, like it's just showing up every day. And I'm like, maybe I want today off, you know? So if I was out in my mountaintop and there was no pressure of all this kind of stuff, I'm going to sound like a proper hippie on this, but it's the pressure that gets to me. Yeah. Always. And it is.
Like, but that's entrepreneurship, right? That's pressure. It's
you saying pressure. Like, what's the tips? It's like always being current, always being ahead of the game. I know I'm doing well because I get people. I start YouTube in Dubai. I think I was the first yoga teacher to have it in Dubai, FYI.
Really?
And then everything starts spouting off. And then I start online courses and then everything. And when I know that people are asking my close people, how does Sarah do these video edits, or how does she do that? I'm like, okay, I'm on the right.
You said this to me a couple of weeks ago, which was, no one will ever give you, not in this fucking industry, it's very rare that you're going to get credit from your peers, or you know, so which is, and I feel like that's a compliment when people are asking about
it is
how she's doing this.
Fucking annoying. And this is a thing that I want to say as well. Just because you're looking at someone's success and then you think, I'm going to do that because Sarah's doing it and it's going well. If it hasn't come from here and the intention's not there yourself, then it doesn't matter.
But that's like this new day trading. Like people are, I'm going to go and invest in fucking Bitcoin because I saw someone
make $1 million.
Yeah, it's not how it fucking works. But it's the same with our industry. It's not how that works. That's definitely not.
You need to just think of your own ideas and execute them for yourself.
Own ideas is how many own ideas are left in this that nobody else has done? I would say you're not reinventing the fucking wheel. Yeah. You're adding to it.
Yeah, there's always inspiration that will tick a spark. But then I think the content, whatever content that is, not even just on the computer, whether it be like your courses and stuff in actual real life. Yes, you've had the inspo from elsewhere, but the stuff that you're actually creating within whatever course or thing that you're delivering has to be from your own
absolutely,
heart and from your own brain and from your own mouth, or else again there's not that there won't be that connection because you're just reverberating someone else's words.
Exactly,
right?
And that's what we see a lot, especially on my side of the industry, is that coaches are basically ripping off meal plans and fucking programming off bodybuilding.com, sending it to their clients. Listen, the client probably doesn't, they will not know the difference. But at the same time, you could literally simplify that program because that end user is right now starting their journey. And it can be as simple, but then again, it comes back to building your own brand. Because I think everybody thinks you've got to do so many things elaborate now to stay ahead, rather than just keeping things simple and putting your flavor of, or a twist on it, which is yours. And then it just becomes, you're still going to have your following.
Yeah. Less is more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's, that's interesting because there's two different, I don't know. I feel like for me personally, I thrive off this intensity that this industry gives me. Now, this is I've had relationships in the past break down because of this. It's funny because me and you've spoken and you're like, oh, we're early risers. We like to get the work done in the first 4 or 5 hours of the day. And then that's like it out of the way, or I'm most creative very early in the morning. That's when and then if I don't clamp it down, I'll lose that creativity. Yeah. Sometimes I forget what I thought about in the morning and I'm like, fuck, so let's just completely go to the right of conversation right now. So having this lifestyle, is it hard to keep or meet somebody or keep a relationship?
I don't think I want that at the minute anyway.
Yeah.
I think in Dubai it's hard anyway, right? And this is always something I'll never give relationship advice. Yeah. Because that's one part of me where it's just like no, but an expert, but it is, I think it's hard. There's two aspects to it. It's hard. I've seen that some men find it hard to be with someone who's so on it, if that makes sense. I've had comments that's like, I make them feel shit because I'm so driven. Go-getter, yeah. You know what I mean? So I think in that respect, it does kind of clink at their ego. But if people don't understand what I do and why I do it, and timing, I work very early in the morning. I have a gap in the day. I work late at night. I get home. I want to go to sleep. Yeah. So it's like, okay, where do I fit those people in? And yes, at some point there'll probably be a point where I'm like, okay, I do have to compromise. But at the minute, fuck that. I'll wait till I'm in my 30s.
See, how old are you now?
I know, right?
How old are you now?
29 in July.
No, I heard that. I went, I'll wait till I'm in my 30s. I'm like, bitch, you're young.
I know. I have an old soul. I grew up fast.
I remember you telling me that actually. You are, you weren't even 30 yet. Fuck, that's sick. I mean, there you go. Look, that's, not even 30 yet. You're kicking some goals, like some major goals.
My thing is going to be free at 30.
Yeah.
That's when I'm peacing out.
Free at 30.
Free at 30.
Semi-retired, eh? Love it. Hey, mate, have those goals. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a tough one. This whole trying not to be selfish, but we have to be selfish in this game. It's a hard balance. It's a balancing act that sometimes, and I understand people go like, it's not for me.
Mhm.
You're too self-absorbed. When I say self-absorbed, not on me, look at me.
Yeah.
It's without me doing all this stuff, this is my living.
Yeah. But then I'm like, why isn't that a good thing? I think that's a fucking catch to have. Like, I don't want to be sustaining off you. I'll have my own money.
Absolutely,
I'll have my own car and all that. Like, I need you for nothing.
It's hard because people want your time.
Yeah.
We give our time to everybody else.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, like, well, fuck, you've given your time to all these people and you can't even give me. And I'm like, I'm tired. Like, not meaning to be tired because I've just given energy out, right? Yeah. That's our biggest thing. Like, that's what kills me on a weekly basis is energy out. Mm-hmm. I can't help that. This is the way I'm like, when I'm listening to someone speak to me, I'm like involved and can't just, I don't know how to be, right? Like that's the way I was built. So by the evening, when the other half is like, oh, can you listen to my shit? And I'm like, no, I just want to go to bed. But I also realize that it's hard, man. Well, I don't know how to balance it. It's fucked up right now.
For me as well, like I'll have one day off a week, which is a Friday, and say that other person is like, okay, what we're doing on Friday. I don't like to plan my weekends, number one. And number two, sometimes I just want to be by myself. And I'm like, I do not want to be next to someone. I just want to chill. I want to have like breakfast at home. Sometimes I don't even want to leave my building because I've given so much out. I'm like, okay, now it's me time, you know?
Yeah.
And I do get it. Like, yeah, okay, maybe that is selfish, but then at the moment, if that's what I need to reboost.
That's the thing. Like, if I'm in got that mentality, I understand. I see it now from both sides. Before I didn't, I'm like, fuck, you don't understand me. Well, fuck you. Like, I see it from both sides now. I realize it is a trait, but at the same time, I need to do this because hopefully by 40, I'm trying to do by 40 what you're 30. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm trying. Like, I really want that. I want to really work hard, lay my roots. Yeah. They say, you know, it takes 10 years to learn business and then to execute. Like, mate, you've made your mistakes in the last 10 years. Now execute how you're meant to. And that's where I'm going, right? And so hopefully 40, mid 40s, I'm able to go, right, now I can relax and still have my things and work. But
then I do think it is a question of the right person as well.
Yeah.
Massively.
Oh, no,
right
absolutely.
Person, right timing.
Absolutely.
So if it's not working out now and you're going on at me, then it's good. That's
cool. No, it's, look, to be with somebody who is driven, who works for themselves, you know, who's putting a lot of energy out to the world and not necessarily getting it back too. Like, when, you know, that's another thing. We don't get it back all the time. So it takes a very patient person to be with someone like that. And
just an understanding. Yeah. Because even the point to the YouTubes, you know, like, you have to get to a certain point to earn money. And then you get people saying, well, why would you sit here and edit your YouTubes instead of spending time for me? There's no point, you know? Right. And I'm like, you don't understand my...
See, and this is what I just got today about, well, why are you doing a podcast? No one listens to them anyway. No one watches them anyway. Straight up. And like, fuck, as much as you want to like, shut the fuck up. Like, I take it personally, but I'm like, I understand. Yeah. I need to understand too. Mm-hmm. I'm doing this for me. Yeah. Like, if one person watches this and talks about it, sweet, I've done my job. Like,
this is what I always say. I'm like, I don't give a shit how many likes and views I get now. If one person looks at it or reads my words or does a video and they get some kind of understanding or knowledge or just feeling from it or inspiration, then my job is done.
But that
100%, wouldn't happen if we didn't keep turning up.
No.
Whether it's one.
But at the same time, you know? I enjoy this. You enjoy. I don't know if you enjoy editing and stuff like that, but at the same time, you take something out of it because you're like, oh, you might be editing and going, oh, fuck, I could have done that a little bit different. So next time I film, I'll make some tweaks here and there, right? Like whatever it is, it's a learning process. And like, I enjoy doing this. So like, even if no one watched it, mate, don't judge me on it because this is
coffee and a nice combo.
Yeah, exactly. But this is why people don't do things in life.
Yeah.
Worried about judgmental assholes, right? So yeah, like now before we shut it down, because I reckon it's been fucking an hour and a bit, but it's good. We flowed. I always finish with this, and especially people in the industry. To our viewers, what can your circles or your friends do to show more support for small businesses, entrepreneurs? Doesn't matter if it's in the industry, outside the industry. What are things? Because I feel sometimes I take offense to it and I'm like, bro, why didn't you tag me in that post? Because you're just with me. Like, you know, little like, why aren't you the first ones who are putting their hand up to like buy a slot?
I don't think people are conscious because again, they're so involved in their own world, which is fine. But I think just to show the support is to spread the word, right? Yeah. Tell someone, whether it's telling me that, because there's a lot of shit that goes on with what I do and what I post. So if something has clicked in such a way, please fucking tell me, whether it's a message, whether you come up after class. Because that gives me like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm on the right thing. Or if you can't tell me, tell 3 other people. Just showing your support in little things. Like even if you read something in mine, you're like, that's really awesome, but you keep scrolling, just send a like. You know what I mean? Little comment. I do think people, because they're behind either the screens, they find it hard to connect. But if you truly like someone, especially the little people, please fucking help them, because it's even harder now than what it was 3 years
absolutely
back. And it'll be harder in 3 years. Do you know what I mean?
Look, the likes and shit, like you said, it's not for an ego. It's not, oh my God, they like my post. It's to let small businesses or small entrepreneurs know that
you value them.
What we're doing holds some sort of value to somebody, right? Like, and that's huge, because I feel like I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it. I feel like in Dubai, especially, there's not enough people collaborating. I think this city needs to, or in our industry, we need to do a lot more of that. Cross collaborations.
People are so like, they want to keep everything tight to their chest, right?
They want their own success for themselves.
And I'm like, how fucking selfish is that? Like, we're all human, and that's what I feel like you forget. I'm like, what did I read in a book? There's like a saying, like, when you're looking down on someone, or if someone's having like a rough time, or you're feeling a bit negative, you just have to think just like me, because you've been where they are, where they're struggling and stuff. So rather than putting yourself on a pedestal and be like, oh yes, well, I've done that, I did it, and I've been there. I'm like, I've done all this hard work myself, but who am I to then not share and help others that are in the same raft as me? You know what I mean?
Because it takes nothing away from. Like I see it all the time. It's just the weirdest fucking thing. Like, people will screenshot a work. Like, forget my personal Instagram's a piss take, right? But work stuff, that's what matters to me. They'll screenshot it and send it to someone, and I'm like, well, you saw it and you didn't like it.
I know.
Okay, the like doesn't mean like I'm not looking for more engagement, this, that, but I want to know that what I'm doing is I'm on the right track.
It's good, and they want to.
I'm on the
use
right track.
And this is the biggest thing for me as well. There's been so many times where I'm just sat, I'm hormonal, and I'm like, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm out. I can't do it anymore. You know? But people don't realize that if they just show that little bit of support, that's another day where I'm like, nah,
absolutely, you know? Absolutely. And I think it's like with anything, right? Like, if someone, here's another big thing, and I'll put this out. If someone opens a restaurant, or they open a small business, or it's a PT or a whatever, coach, especially if you're in their circle, guys, don't expect things or want things for free, right? Like, you guys should be the first ones to say, even if it's like you can't afford the full rate, is that, bro, I'll support you. I'll come and eat at your restaurant and I'm paying this bill. I'm not, this is your livelihood. This is your business, because I've had it in the last couple of years. People won't train with me who are my mates because they have to pay and whatever, but then they'll do my programming because it's free online. Weird, right? And I see it. I can fucking see it. And I'm like, well, you know what? Even if it was that, share the program you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's a payment for me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just, you're going to do it. Don't be sneaky about it. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't take any skin off your back if you're supporting somebody else,
This is what shocked me as well, is when I did start releasing things and going to the yoga and stuff.
Yeah.
The people who I thought would be happy for me and behind my back and pushing it went fucking silent.
Yeah.
Still watching me.
Yeah.
Still seeing what I'm doing, but went silent. There's people who I don't even know.
It's always the case.
That would show up and invest in me. And I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
Who the fuck are these people I've been surrounding myself with
Absolutely.
when they can't be happy for what
But it's a sad thing, because then you realize too, is that your circle fucking becomes small, man. And I don't know if it's a Dubai thing or what, but like, you can literally count your friends on like
one hand.
Yeah, and on that one hand, maybe two fingers of them. Like, goes, like, how many friends you got? Two. Like, what the fuck? Like, we live. It's just the weirdest thing, and it gets to me sometimes. And I try not let it get to me, but I don't want to live I don't want to live like that either. I look at all these things, and especially when you in our industry, and you start watching other people for inspiration, just to and they're like, everyone on in their circle gas those people's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I want to collaborate with this person because, two heads are better than one, and it's going to take nothing away from what we're doing.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's a tough one. It's tough.
It's a lonely place to buy, I think.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So it is a lonely place, and we've spoke about it before. But I think if you're watching this, and like, I'll reach out to people all the time, especially in the industries, that like let's collaborate. Doesn't have to be about fitness. I'm not worried about the fitness thing, but just to talk about journeys and talk about things, because like we've done today, someone might be listening to some of this and going, fuck, like in 3 years, you've turned it around for yourself. You went from flying the skies, venturing around the world, to not knowing if things were going to take off for you. You know what I mean? So you've done well. And then, like you said, let's see what the next 3 years brings. And that's the only thing you do, man. So anyway, I think we'll wrap it up, Sarah.
Fabulous.
Thanks, Dale. I appreciate that. I'll have all her links in the bio below. Give her a visit. Anything to plug before we the online program? Have you got any new courses coming out in the next month or two? Or
I really don't like plugging myself.
No, plug yourself. It's your business. This is all we just talked about.
With sarahwhite.com.
There you go.
Handstand courses coming up. Yoga teacher training online coming up, and Find Your Flow on Demand, which is like a 3-week yoga, meditation, fitness.
Beautiful.
Just check it out.
Look,
on YouTube.
And her YouTube, man. So if you're a strung out fuck like myself, probably that some of that stuff could help you. So yeah, get on it. Give her a support, give her a like, and definitely follow her stuff. And hopefully we'll get together a few more times and talk about some other stuff. Nice. Thanks for tuning in, guys. The One Tribe Podcast. Over and out.
Peace.
Nice one, kid. Good job.
Fabulous.